Welcome one more day to Space and Harmony, or in Harmonia Real, as I might be calling it from now onwards, because this is an opportunity to dive deep into our true Ena, which means I amness in Aramaic. The I amness, the tree of lives. And if you feel drawn to this message, it's because you are part of the branches of the tree of life. You are not just a mere puppet personality, an external entity moved by the threats of those who believe to be in control but are just puppets of other puppets. And this video is going to be shorter than the others because I'm going to be presenting most of the ideas in an article essay written on the blog, themusicofwisdom.blogspot.com, also called The Song of Reality. Down below you have the links, or clicking on the side in the triangle if you have a mobile. There you'll find also the link to the other channel, Vital and Harmonia, where I'm presenting a free course on Vital, Harmonia, Soul Therapy. And now I'm going to be summarizing the main points of this episode. We are going to explore the multipolarity of visions that in many cases contradict each other, destroy each other. They have an origin of confusion, and all in contrast with our true pole of orientation, our true spiritual north, the true origins of humanity, which go back to the paradise, the Garden of Eden, from which different views came forth, originating ideas, teachings that mix up and generated different messianisms, Christianities, teachings on enlightenment, false messiahs, and we have to understand all this very deeply if we want to be aligned with the true body of Messiah on earth, the universal mind-heart that came to rescue the lost life. And we have to understand what is taking place. Right now, you can see many deceptions. I hope you realize that most of the information in the media is false. There are many stage spectacles. And right now in Spain, we are living the heaviest snowfall in generations. In some places, we have minus 30 degrees centigrades. And here in Madrid, there is a meter of snow on the streets in some parts, and the country is almost paralyzed because we are not used to these conditions. And all this mirrors the aloofness, the coldness, both human and inhuman, which comes from conflicts that take place in the inside and manifest outside. All we see in the exterior is just a manifestation of something taking place in the soul of humanity in inner dimensions. The conflict began in the soul of humanity, inner dimensions of the earth, the anima mundi, the soul of the world. And most people cannot understand this because there is a general tendency to love deception, to love slavery. Because of deception, there are mechanisms in stepmother nature which prevent humanity from waking up globally at once. Some architects are not interested in having humans waking up all over because that would go against their interest enterprises. Many humans would become rebellious, resentful, a pain in the ass, more than humanity is now. And obviously, they establish conditions, they allow certain things to take place. And then we have other adversaries of humanity that envy humans, that want to destroy humanity at all cost. These are beings of dark astral light, and they have been able to convince humans to destroy each other. Therefore, humanity has become an adversary type tree. So we have architects of nature that are an adversary type 1, then there are adversaries type 2, and adversaries type 3, which can even dwell within in our fallen personalities. All this externalizes and it generates all the spectacle we are seeing with political parties ranting against each other, all the culture of degeneration and deception. For instance, take what happened the other day in the Capitol, the staged assault, which was obviously staged by the opposition to deceive people, even though it obviously dragged some supporters of Trump, which got caught up in the circus. But we'll see how all ends, because things are not what they seem, and many changes are ahead. There will be surprises, obviously. As I said, the light in this year is going to be bringing down all wood. As I said, the light in this year will be shining on all darkness, dissolving all what is not in tune with truth. And we have to understand that just as there are enemies of humanity, there are also supporters of humanity. And some of them are humanities of light that exist in the inner dimensions of the earth, the world, soul, the anima mundi. And they have given many ideas and inspired different types of spiritualities, religions. They even gave technology. They support parties like those of Donald Trump, which are in principle supporting the freedom of speech, freedom of ideology. They support the economy, the development of certain technologies to provide tools of evolution, so to speak. And these humanities seem to be behind many of the advancements of humanity. They are not necessarily in tune with the collective mission of the body of the universal Messiah, but somehow they can be helpful in some circumstances. That's better than fighting against humanity. And in my view, they have become the origin of certain spiritualities and religions whose ideas mix up with the original teaching of the Tree of Life. And therefore, we have a combination of different messianisms, Christianities, something I will be exploring in the article if you are more interested in that. But simply realize how in myths and legends we are told about the northern origins of humanity. In Genesis 2, we are told about how the soul of humanity, Adam, was planted in the Garden of Eden, which was eastwards, to the east of Eden. And this east was associated with the north, spiritual north, but also geographical north. The following day we are going to be exploring different legends from Hibernia, ancient Ireland, Siberia, Iberia, ancient Spain, Iran. All those are connected and tell us about the northern origins of humanity. And remember how from Eden came 4 rivers. And these 4 rivers are related to 4 cardinal directions, 4 levels or planes of reality, perception, different types of being, 4 elements, whereas the center is the 5th element that gathers them all. And by losing the center, humanity spread outwards, becoming more and more involved with the deception of external reality. And that was really the origin of most of the contradictory teachings, ideologies, politics, the false messiahs that misled humanity, different types of conflicts in which most humans are involved in some way or another. Therefore, we have to understand all that very deeply and realize that we don't have to be caught up in the confusion of the world. There is a possibility of experiencing harmonia, the complementarity of opposites in ourselves, so that we don't experience the destruction of contraries, which are not opposites. The mind and the body can be complementary opposites, otherwise they destroy each other, like spirit and matter. And this was taught in prophecies such as that of Isaiah, which says that there would come a time in which the wolf and the lamb would dwell in peace, shepherd led by a child. And the other day I was asked why this prophecy has not come to pass, why there is no peace on earth. And this is because prophecies are read externally. People don't understand the spirituality of these teachings. But I can assure you, there are men and women in which the wolf of the body, the organic, instinctive passions, are dwelling in peace with the lamb of emotions, led by the humble child, the mind that expands, wanting to learn, to become a true original soul, the true image of the light being we are, the body of the head, the universal head, Messiah, the mind heart of the cosmos, if you will. And this is a way of bringing back the true original humanity, the primordial DNA of mankind. So let's say that finding the true harmony of opposites within ourselves is the only way of expressing the true mankind of light, which contains the primordial original DNA, the primordial Adam, which is not the humanity we are witnessing, full of deception and destruction. And for now I think it's enough in this video. If you wish more information, I will leave it in the blog. And thank you very much for listening with attention. And let's keep paying attention, knowing ourselves deeper, so that the organic wolf can dwell in peace with the emotional lamb, kept safe by the innocent original child, so that we can experience the true original soul, the image of our primordial being of light, opening a space to the supraconditional love and modified life, integral conscience, and deep blissful serenity.